A flash of green explodes through the jungle canopy, then red, then blue. Gone before your brain catches up. No context, no warning, just color in motion. These aren't filters or camera tricks. They live in rainforests, savannas, suburbs, real places with mud, mosquitoes, and bad lighting. And yet, somehow, they look unreal, too saturated, too perfect, almost rude. Across continents and climates, these birds carry colors that feel unnecessary. Feathers layered like spilled paint, patterns that ignore camouflage, logic, sometimes even survival. Small bodies, loud visuals, and zero apologies. In this world, color isn't decoration, it's currency. It decides who mates, who eats, who gets noticed, and who disappears. A daily gamble, broadcasting yourself to predators just to stay relevant. High risk, dazzling reward. Because when nature goes this bright, it's never accidental. Every hue hides a pressure. Every shimmer signals a story, competition, chemistry, desperation. And once you start seeing it, you can't unsee it. So the question isn't why they're so colorful. It's this: what kind of evolutionary chaos creates animals that look like living rainbows and lets them survive? The camera lingers, wings beat, and the forest swallows the color again, like it was never supposed to be seen. It drops through the cloud forest like a glitch in the software. Green first, then red, then a ribbon of tail that just keeps going, longer than the bird itself. Mid-air pause, wings barely moving, a feathered contradiction, floating, not flying. Up close, the resplendent quetzal looks like it was designed by someone who hates subtlety. Emerald back, fire engine chest, metallic shine that changes with every breath of light. And those tail feathers, ridiculous. They're not aerodynamic, just dramatic. A formal gown dragged through the jungle. Daily life isn't glamorous, though. This bird spends most of its time waiting, watching, swallowing fruit whole, then sitting very still. No hunting heroics, no flashy dives, just patience and digestion, like a rainforest monk with better wardrobe choices. And when mating season hits, those tails become a liability. Snagging branches, announcing location, screaming, "Eat me." But here's the twist. Those absurd feathers aren't for survival. They're for honesty. Only the healthiest males can afford to grow them. Parasites show up immediately. Stress shows fast. It's nature's resume. No edits allowed, no filters. And somehow, it works. Predators see it. Females see it. The quetzal gambles visibility for legacy every single season. A quiet bird, making the loudest visual statement in the forest. And deeper in this world of impossible color, there are birds that don't float. They flaunt. It launches off a branch and immediately chooses chaos. A straight dive, then a sideways flip, then another one, for no reason at all. Wings flashing turquoise, violet, electric blue. Gravity confused, audience stunned. The lilac-breasted roller looks like a bird that lost a bet with subtlety. Purple chest, green head, blue wings edged like neon tubing. Every color fighting for attention, none of them winning quietly. It's the kind of bird that makes your camera sensor panic. But the real performance starts mid-air. This species doesn't just fly, it tumbles. Barrel rolls, half spins, acrobatics that look suspiciously unnecessary. And that's because they are. This isn't hunting. This isn't escape. It's flirting, aggressively. On the African savanna, dating is competitive. Everyone's visible. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's watching. So the roller turns courtship into a stunt show, broadcasting strength, coordination, and nerve. Mess up the roll, game over. Stick the landing, suddenly you're interesting. Daily life between performances is less glamorous. Long hours perched in the open sun, waiting, judging insects, occasionally diving down to grab something crunchy, then back up again. Still, alert, slightly judgmental. And here's the irony. All that color doesn't fade with age or exhaustion. Unlike the quetzal's costly feathers, this bird wears its brightness full-time. Predators see it. Rivals see it. There's no off switch, which means the roller survives by confidence alone. Be obvious. Be fast. Be unpredictable. If you're going to look like a warning sign, you'd better move like one too. And somewhere nearby, there's a bird that skips acrobatics entirely and lets the color do all the talking. It hops into view like it took a wrong turn out of a paint factory. Blue head, red belly, green back, then it stops, perfectly still, as if waiting for someone to call security. The painted bunting looks illegal, not exotic in a faraway jungle way, illegal in a suburban backyard way. Mailbox nearby, feeders swinging, and this thing standing there like a dropped pack of Skittles with opinions. Up close, the contrast is unsettling. That deep sapphire head, too clean. That red underbelly, too loud. And the green back, like someone tried to calm it down at the last second. Nothing blends, nothing agrees. And somehow, it works. Daily life, though, is less glamorous. This bird spends most of its time arguing with seeds, cracking, dropping, trying again. Long pauses, side eyes, the quiet frustration of a creature built for beauty, not efficiency, like trying to file taxes in a tuxedo. Then there's the social situation. Painted buntings are famously intolerant of each other. Males will viciously defend feeders, chasing rivals who look exactly like them, which is awkward. Imagine fighting someone purely because they share your color palette. And here's the uncomfortable part. That beauty makes them a target, not just for predators, but for people. For years, these birds were trapped for the pet trade. Bright colors, small cage, a terrible combination. But evolution didn't design them for captivity. That color is a signal. Health, territory, genetic confidence. A living resume, broadcast at full volume. No tricks, no stunts, just presence. And when the bunting finally lifts off, color collapses into motion. Blue, red, green, gone, leaving behind the unsettling realization. Sometimes nature doesn't hide its masterpieces. It just drops them where you least expect and dares you to believe what you're seeing. The flock lifts off at once, and the air fills with color-coded signals. Red faces, black faces, yellow faces. Same species, different rules, and every bird knows exactly what they're looking at. The Gouldian finch doesn't just wear bright colors, it organizes them. Neon greenback, purple chest, yellow belly. Then, right on the face, a bold splash of red, black, or gold. No gradients, no blending. This bird looks like it was assembled from labeled parts. Here's the thing most people miss. Those face colors aren't decoration, they're instructions. They change how birds treat each other. Red-faced individuals are more aggressive. Black-faced birds are calmer. Yellow-faced ones, rare and awkward, tend to get ignored. It's basically personality. Color-coded and visible at a glance. Daily life is brutally practical. Northern Australia is hot, dry, and unforgiving. Food disappears fast. Water vanishes faster. so the finch lives on schedules. Feeding early, resting hard, moving constantly. Small body, high metabolism. Miss a meal, things get serious. Breeding season turns the system up another notch. Certain color pairings succeed, others quietly fail. Choose wrong, and chicks don't survive. No romance, no guessing. Just biology running a background check. And here's the irony. For a bird this colorful, stress hits hard. Change the temperature, alter the habitat. Populations collapse fast. Beauty, it turns out, is expensive to maintain. So while the Gouldian finch looks cheerful, almost decorative, it's actually a living interface. A survival dashboard built out of feathers. Every color means something. Every glance carries data. And in a landscape that doesn't forgive mistakes, being readable might be the only reason this bird is still here. And coming up, there's a bird that doesn't encode information at all. It just overwhelms you with it. It appears without warning. A burst of turquoise and lime threading through leaves like a corrupted pixel. Then it stops, barely moving, almost smug, as if it knows the forest can't compete with this. The paradise tanager doesn't wear color. It stacks it. Teal body, lime green head, black mask, and a slash of hot pink on the wing. Because why not? Nothing fades, nothing apologizes. This bird looks like it ignored the entire concept of natural palette. But here's the part that messes with your expectations. All that color isn't for romance. It's not a mating flex. It's camouflage, somehow. High in the Amazon canopy, light fractures into patches of green, blue, shadow, glare. Against that chaos, solid brown would actually stand out. This works. Daily life is a social blur. Paradise tanagers rarely fly alone. They move in mixed species flocks, constant motion, constant noise, feeding, calling, repositioning. No spotlight moments, no solos, just teamwork, like a rave with rules. And while they look effortless, the hustle is nonstop. Insects don't wait. Fruit doesn't last. You miss a beat, you fall behind. Small bird, fast metabolism, anxiety. With feathers, the payoff comes in the irony. A bird so loud-looking survives by blending into excess, not hiding, but becoming part of the visual overload. Predators scan for shapes, edges, patterns that don't belong. And the paradise tanager simply belongs too much to be singled out. It doesn't seduce, doesn't perform, it overwhelms. And somewhere deeper in the canopy, there's a bird that takes this idea even further. Druffled with glitter, and absolutely no interest in subtlety at all. It drops into frame quietly. No acrobatics, no drama. Just a sudden, unmistakable green. So clean it feels edited. The green-headed tanager doesn't scream for attention like its neighbors. It assumes it. A glowing emerald head, turquoised body, black wings drawn in sharp lines, everything precise, balanced, like color with posture. At first glance, it looks calm, respectable even, the kind of bird that would file paperwork correctly. But don't be fooled. This is still a tanager. And tanagers live hard. Daily life is a constant circuit. Short flights, fast stops, fruit gulped whole, insects snapped midair, always moving because hesitation costs calories. And calories are everything. Miss too many meals. The brightness fades. Literally. Here's the biological catch. That glowing green head isn't pigment, it's structure. Microscopic feather layers bend light, reflecting only certain wavelengths, which means the color doesn't bleach, doesn't dull easily. But it also can't lie. If the bird is stressed, malnourished, sick, the shine drops immediately. So in the canopy, That head becomes a billboard. Rivals rid it. Mates evaluate it. Predators notice it. There's no hiding behind age or experience. Only condition, right now. Unlike birds that perform or posture, this one survives by consistency. No wild stunts, no risky displays, just showing up every day, bright enough, fast enough, healthy enough. And that restraint is the trick. In a forest full of chaos, restraint stands out. A single clean color held steady becomes more memorable than fireworks. The green-headed tanager doesn't overwhelm you. It convinces you. Quietly. Repeatedly. Until your eye starts looking for that green first. And everything else feels a little unfinished. And deeper in this spectrum of excess. There's a bird that abandons restraint entirely, trading elegance for pure, shimmering shock. Something electric flashes above the canopy. Not movement. Presence. A solid block of blue, hovering like the sky forgot where it ends. Then stillness. Heavy and deliberate. Like a pause before thunder. The spangled cotinga doesn't wear many colors. It commits to one. An impossible saturated blue, so pure it feels loud. No gradients, no patterns, just pigment pushed to the limit. As if the bird decided subtlety was optional, and declined. Here's where the tension creeps in. That blue is visible from absurd distances, above the forest, across clearings, to rivals, to mates, to predators with excellent eyesight. There's no camouflage here, only exposure. Daily life is restrained. Long hours perched high. Minimal movement. Short flights, precise, efficient. Because burning calories isn't the problem. Being seen is. And breeding season sharpens the risk. Males gather in loose leks, perching silently, spaced apart, watching. No songs worth mentioning. No dances. Just bodies on display. Brightness versus brightness. The bluest wins. And here's the biological knife edge. That color depends on perfect feather structure. One bad molt, one parasite, one nutritional slip, and the blue fractures, dulls, loses its edge. There's no pretending. So the spangled cotinga lives inside a paradox. The very thing that attracts success also advertises vulnerability, survival balanced on saturation. When it finally takes off, the blue vanishes into motion. Sky into sky, leaving behind a strange afterimage. Like you weren't supposed to see it that clearly. And now the forest feels slightly less intense without it. And somewhere not far away, there's a bird that doesn't risk subtle failure. It chooses red instead, and makes absolutely sure you notice. The forest splits open with noise first. A raw metallic scream, then red detonates across the canopy. Wings wide, slow beats, no rush, no fear, just arrival. The scarlet macaw doesn't sneak anywhere. It announces. Crimson body, yellow bands, blue flight feathers stretched like flags. A color scheme so loud, it feels intentional. Like the bird is daring the jungle to challenge it. And here's the thing. It can. That beak isn't decorative. It's industrial. Crushing nuts other animals can't touch. Ripping open fruit-like packaging. Climbing branches with a face that doubles as a multi-tool. This bird doesn't look confident by accident. It's equipped to back it up. Daily life is social. Intensely so. Macaws rarely fly alone. They move in pairs or noisy groups, constant contact calls, constant head tilts, long-term bonds, shared routines, the avian equivalent of a couple that finishes each other's sentences, loudly, in public. Feeding is messy. Shells fall, seeds scatter, nothing subtle about it. And when they rest, they do it high, exposed, visible. Because hiding isn't the strategy here. Deterrence is. That color works like a warning label. Not I'm poisonous, but I'm not worth it. Big body, strong beak, coordinated partner nearby. Predators calculate risk and usually decide against it. But here's the quiet vulnerability. That same visibility makes them targets for humans. Bright, intelligent, social. Everything that makes them successful in the wild also makes them desirable in captivity. And that's where the real danger lives. Still, when a pair lifts off together, red slicing through green, the forest feels briefly outmatched, like it built all this complexity, just to frame that moment. And further along this spectrum of excess, there's a bird even larger, darker, heavier, so saturated it feels almost unreal. It feels.